Well, now I want to take a look at a brand new Australian film called Life After Fighting, which is a complete surprise of a film. Here in Australia, we do a lot of different genres really well. We do horror really well, we do drama really well, but our history with martial arts films hasn't been all that great. In fact, if you try and think back to classic Australian martial arts films, the one that probably springs to mind the most is Trojan Warrior, a film in which Mark Chopper Reed played a character called Eric Banner. Um, it was a film that was supposed to basically showcase the skills of an Australian kickboxing champion, and it didn't really do that. So you can imagine me approaching Life After Fighting with a little bit of trepidation, but it's a genre that I love. So I am happy to say that Australia has made a great martial arts film with Life After Fighting. Now, it's written, directed, and stars Bren Foster, who is an actor that you will have seen in over the years in things like Home and Away. He's also in Cedar Boys and movies like that. But this film showcases his martial arts skills, and I've got to say, he has got some serious martial arts skills. This guy should be doing Hollywood movies because his martial arts skills and his acting is just that good. Now, in this film, he plays Alex Faulkner, a retired fighter who is now running a martial arts school. He's training kids, he's training people to defend themselves. He feels like he's actually doing a pretty good job. And then one day, someone comes into his life that changes everything. Samantha Hathaway comes into his life, played by Cassie Howarth, and she's looking for lessons for her son, Terry, played by Anthony Nassif. Now, there's a problem there because as soon as Terry signs up for classes, poor Alex finds himself threatened by the kid's dad, Victor, played by Luke Ford, who accuses him of trying to sleep with his ex-wife. From there, things take a bad turn. First of all, Victor and an enforcer show up to try and send a warning to Alex. And then on another occasion, he sends some standover guys to try and beat up Alex in front of his class. Then things turn even worse when one of Alex's workers, Julie Annabelle Stevenson, has her children kidnapped. Is it part of what's been happening with Victor? Well, you'll have to watch the film to see. But look, this is a surprisingly good film. Bren Foster has an ability that a lot of people don't have. He has the ability to be an action martial arts hero in this film, but he is also a great actor. He's also a great screenwriter and a great director, we find out from this as well, because the screenplay of this makes this situation seem realistic. We know, of course, that we have we've had the Melbourne underworld stuff, we've had the Sydney underworld stuff. This film lends into that, and despite the fact that people might watch it and go, "This is kind of unbelievable for Australian film," it's actually not. This kind of stuff, whether we want to believe it or not, does happen, and it just takes one bad egg like Victor for it to happen. Alex is also a likable and believable hero as well. This is a guy who made a career out of fighting. Now he's just trying to run a gym. Suddenly finds himself having to protect people that he cares about. This could have been a very, very different story. This could have been a film where Bren Foster decided to make a martial arts film that had himself taking on terrorists or whatever kind of thing. But this film works because it is more grounded. Like a friend of mine said to me before, how would you describe this? And I said, well, it's kind of like an episode of Underbelly, but with martial arts, with a guy kicking people's heads in rather than shooting them. And that brings a believability to it. But what really surprises me in this is the skills of Bren Foster. This is a guy who could be doing martial arts or action sequences in some of the biggest action films in the world, and I hope off the back of this film he does, because I would love to see him pop up in something like Fast and Furious or something like that. I watch a lot of martial arts films. I watch a lot of action films from America and from Asia as well. And Bren Foster, his fighting in this is just absolutely remarkable. I would probably liken this film to something like The Raid, in a sense of how good the fight sequences are. Of course, there's room for improvement. This is like any director or filmmaker or actor that's trying something for the first time. There's room for improvement, but hey, this is a damn good film. The storyline really drew me in. I wanted to know what was happening. We talk a lot on this show about movies like this having villains that are just ridiculous. That's not the case here. Victor proves himself to be a dangerous person. There's a scene in this film, and I won't say too much because I don't want to go into spoiler territory, but if he's willing to hurt one of the people that he hurts in this film, you know that there's no hesitation that he's willing to hurt other people and hurt other children. So, look, this is an absolutely remarkable action film. This film could carry itself in any world market. I know sometimes we might put an Australian film above other films and not hold it accountable, but that is not the case here. This is an absolutely remarkable action martial arts film that deserves a worldwide release. Bren Foster deserves to be on the world stage as a director, writer, and an actor, because this is just absolutely sensational. I am going to give this film 4 out of 5. You're going to have to watch it on streaming platforms, but look, this is well worth it. If you'd said to me at the start of this year that one of my favorite Australian films of the year would be a martial arts film, I would have told you you were kidding. But look, I really, really like this. This is a genuine crime thriller that just happens to have a star in it that is brilliant at martial arts. So I am giving Life After Fighting 4 out of 5. If you love genre films, if you love martial arts films, please check this one out.